Hi everyone. Welcome back to another Clay at Home Live. I'm your your host. I don't know. I'm Shannon. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, welcome. If this is you've been here before, well then welcome back. Say hi to me down in the chat. You can ask me questions while we're talking, or if you have any kind of general ceramics questions, you can ask me those as well. I'm mostly here just to answer questions and stuff. So we're gonna start out today just like, oh hi Emma. We're gonna start out today just like every other day that we've done this, and I'm gonna start by showing you a piece in my personal collection. So today we have this beautiful, it's a bolo tie. It was made by Mackenzie Pickart. And I'm just gonna do like a zoom in on this because it's absolutely beautiful. It's made with some kind of stoneware. I believe it's oxidation fired based on the color of the clay body. And it's got this like beautiful like line through it, which she's been kind of making work like this for a long time, but I believe but I believe that this line is actually like a piece of like jewelry wire or something of the sort. She's taken apart a lot of costume jewelry and incorporated the metal and the glass beads into it. So I think this is just like a really beautiful kind of capturing of that work. It also has some really nice details. On the back, you can't see how she attached it. It's like, it's gotta be glue. I assume it's some kind of glue, but it's just a really clean glue job in the back, and then this also matches like these little findings on the bottom. So this is just like a really beautiful all around piece. I love wearing it. I go to like First Friday basically to wear this at this point. Emma, thank you for the compliment as always. This show can mostly just be you guys complimenting me, and that's fine with me. So. so today's gonna be a little different than normal because I am not gonna be showing, or like you're not gonna see my face for a little bit, because we're gonna talk today about just some of my ceramic resources that I go to find online. Specifically, I wanted to show you guys a template making website that I use specifically for that. So I'm going to talk for a little bit. I won't see the chat while I'm doing it, unfortunately, because I'll be sharing the screen with you. So just put your questions or comments in the chat, and I will see them in a moment when I come back. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen now to screen mode. Alright, sorry if you saw the infinite windows that is the streaming service when you're sharing a screen. So this is just it's called templatemaker.nl. My go-to, so a lot of these things will show you like, you can make like a box or something like that, and that's really great if you need a template for a box. Personally, I'm more of like a free-form builder when it comes to my boxes and things of that nature. They also have more complex shapes like platonic solids and things like that, so you can make this basically is a Dungeons and Dragons dice set, if we're gonna be honest. But most importantly for me is the truncated cone. So a truncated cone is a cone that doesn't have a point to it, and so it's like basically open on both ends. But the thing that's great about a truncated cone is that it could be a vase or a cup shape pretty easily. And the thing that I like about this template maker is that you can make them so that they fit pages. You can make them bigger, depending on what you're doing. So you'd have to print it out over multiple pages and like tape it together. But you can completely customize all of these different diameters. I'm American, so I put it into inches. So say you want the top, if I'm making a cup, and for these purposes, we're gonna say like I believe the top is the smaller part, but typically for me, this top part becomes the foot or the bottom of a cup, and I use the bottom one. I mean, you can easily do a cup the other way, but for my purposes, the top is actually secretly the bottom. So, but you can mess around with any of these ratios, and you're gonna get a different, like, basically a different cone every time, and it will show you. Well, typically, so this shows you the template that you can make, and there's like this little lip right here. That's if you're working with paper, and that's for you to glue that tab. So that the other line is actually the end. So I usually cut that little tab off because that's not important to my process, because I'm working in clay and not paper. Yeah, and so I mean, and then this is all for just like printing it out, and what resolution you need. But I think that this is an amazing, like, I play around with this. I have two different patterns that I use. One is more of like, it's more gradual, like this cone. Another one is a lot more dramatic. So I've got kind of like a vase or a mug form, and then like a smaller, like, juice cup form, that I use at home. And I'll actually in 1 second go back to me, and I can show you the templates. So hold on 1 second while I switch back to camera view. Oh, okay. Hi everyone, it's me again. Oh wow, okay, we got a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, so just a PSA for everyone. I'm just joining back the chat. Make sure you always spell Karen's name with a C and an I-N, C-A-R-I-N, Karen Sankus. So anyway, this is one, so this is one of my my templates I printed out. So I did make it so that it fit on one piece of paper. I then, if you see how glossy it is, I laminated it with some packing paper or packing tape, just to keep it so I keep it for a longer term. And then so like the real secret, like, or the real fun is when you roll it up and you get to see what your actual dimension is gonna be. So this is like one I would use for either like a really wide vase. You could also make more of like a bud vase situation if you put it upside down like this. So these are like basically, I think that website is pretty invaluable, especially if you're trying to make a template of something that's like a cylinder, but you also want it, like, if you want to make a cylinder, you just cut out a rectangle and roll it up, and then boom, you've got a cylinder. But if you want to make something a little more complex with like a sloping side or something, you're definitely gonna need to get like some kind of I mean, either you gotta be good at math and using a compass, which I am neither of those things, or that website. I mean, yeah, I think it's great. The box pattern is, so like most of those patterns are for specifically like paper crafting, which is cool because I mean, whoever designed it, thank you for designing it. but easily transferable into clay and slab work, which is like mostly what I do. Everyone's saying it's a cool website, so that's cool. So if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat, either about that or patterns in general or whatever. Oh, another great thing, and this is patterns like sewing, which I know Megan is really good at following too. So another great thing you can do with these patterns is after you cut it out, you can in your piece of clay, you like fold it up, you can then put a dart in it to like, and that will it will change the profile of this like really dramatically if you dart things as well. So like I give that a try. It's darting just like in like like you would to sew, except like with clay, obviously the fold is going to be different than with fabric because it doesn't fall the same. So like, you could like end up um you end up with really beautiful things. I think an almond shaped dart or like a will give you like this beautiful kind of like, it's not like too severe going in. If you do like a perfect circle though, you could get some really really deep kind of like half circle things going on. I just experiment with a slab of clay and like some darts, honestly. um Emma had a question about the virtual First Friday. Yeah, I know we've got some stuff planned. I'm pretty sure Jay-Z is going to do, or Jennifer's Willing, rather, is going to do a talk with some of the artists from the animal show, as well as put, as well as with a zoologist, so that should be very cool. I'm very excited about that. Uh, so, you gotta stay tuned for that. I don't know if I'll be doing anything that day specifically, but if I do something, it'll probably be showing off some of my pot sale acquisitions from the past, which include such notable people as Jennifer Martin and Chuck Morris. Yeah, so I can also, I don't know how many of you guys are on Digital Fire. That's another, I gotta pull that up though. That's another like favorite website of mine. Especially, I think he is just like whoever is writing Digital Fire is like an absolute, like probably one of the best writers on the internet I have read. I think he is like like super funny. You can really tell his voice. Oh, excuse me while my cat tries to ruin this recording. I think he's like a great voice in his writing. And he really goes in with, if you are someone in a position to be mixing glazes, and you're not like reading either like his crazy articles. I mean, it does get a little preachy, a little evangelical at times, but like and not in a Christian sense, in like a ceramic evangelical sense. If you're not though reading him, I think that's a mistake if you're making glazes. So like this article, obviously, Cone 6 glossy base glaze is born. What is better than that? And it's like the process we use to to improve the 20 by 5 base Cone 6 glaze. So, I mean, and he really breaks it down, like what is a good recipe and like rationalizing why this is good. So here, here he's talking about some of the more specific limits, and he talks about specifically the chemistry that's going on, like really like the chemistry that's going on. And I think that is something you don't often, I mean, like, it's not something like, a lot of people, for me going to college specifically, we didn't really touch on any of this. Like, you just kind of found a recipe online and you didn't really know why it worked specifically, but like, here you go, like, mix these things and you'll get, a clear glaze or a Shino or something. But like, this really goes into it in a great way, talking about the boron and like where it's coming from and the aluminum and how that affects, or the alumina and the silica, how that affects the melt. And he goes into it, and I just gotta find my favorite thing. The Glaze Dragon. This is my favorite part about this whole website, by far. Like, talking about vanquishing, the Glaze Dragon, which is, dreaming of a perfect glaze, the roulette wheel approach of just trying a whole bunch of stuff and seeing what works, apathy towards glaze science, like, oh, it's too hard, I can't understand, gluttony for punishment, so just, like, letting a glaze just push you around, like, oh, well, it bubbles and crazes, and if I don't, sacrifice, a blood relative to the kiln god, it just, like, slides right off. Oversimplification. I think when he references that, he's talking more about like just like, oh, it's a blue glaze, so that's it. Like, no, like, what is it specifically? And naked undocumented recipes. So as you can see, he really and truly believes in documenting a recipe. So he's telling you like everything about it, and like all the different ways in which they like arrive to this recipe for. And this is just a clear glaze. This isn't even anything to do with actually like any color at this point. So this is, I mean, a base that you can use, and it's really good. And yeah, I just think this guy is like one of the best writers I've gotten to. Oh man, the cats disappeared right as I went back onto camera. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think he's one of the best writers that I've seen. Chuck saying I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm not gonna lie, I did read Glutton for Punishment. I immediately thought of you, Chuck, and the hoops you jump through for some of your glazes is nuts. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. but like I don't have the patience for that. I mean, like I use that. I mean, mostly for me, I'm working with underglazes, so all I really need in a glaze is a clear glaze that doesn't cloud or anything like that. Minimal crazing, and that plays nice with the commercial underglazes I use. So thankfully for me, it's not that hard because I can just I can get away. Actually, the Claymobile Clear that we have in the school is really kind of like a perfect low fire clear glaze. Even if no one believes me, it's just everyone's applying it wrong. Like, I don't believe in using a glaze that makes you like makes you jump through hoops to apply it, but as long as you put it on it, like, you just have to thin it down and it works great. So yeah, so those are my two big ceramic resources, online resources to share with you. Well, the truncated cone one's actually very helpful, especially for anyone who does more hand building and pattern making. Oh, excuse me 1 second as my cat tries to destroy. He's about to knock over my computer. Give me 1 second. Come here. Come on. Alright, I've airlifted him safely. He didn't like that. Oh well. That's what he gets. So I think, yeah, he's gonna end up right behind me. Oh, goodbye. If you haven't met him, here's Punk. He's my first ever cat, and my most expensive cat. I got him for free. Charity brought him into the studio actually before, and was gonna drop him off at the Old City Paws, and before he went to Paws, I decided I was just gonna take him home. So I got him for free, but he has still become a very expensive cat with vet bills. But Chuck says one of his cats is watching him. Yep, that sounds just about right. Wizard's got eyes on me too, but he's too far away for me to harass right now. Yeah, so I like that this has become the ceramic / cat talk. I'm into it though, so as long as you guys are. So yeah, that's my. I don't even know what I was talking about before my cat just tried to like completely ruin my life. So, if no one's got any questions for me or anything they wanna talk about, I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap up kind of like early, or this is gonna be the new normal time to wrap up. We're gonna wrap up like a 2:30, just so that I'm not pulling teeth to think of something else to say. Because the more you let me improv, the more likely I am to get in trouble. So, so if no one's got any more questions, I do have a weird song I'm gonna sing today. Oh yeah, the cat bread and ceramics podcast. Oh, I do have something to share with all of you too. I made biscuits this morning. I just want to show off how good they are. If you're on my Snapchat, I'm sure you saw them already. But um, these are sour cream and onion biscuits. I wish we had invented smell-o-vision already because they smell so good. And maybe one day I'll make them at the studio or bring some in for everyone. They also freeze really well, believe it or not. So that's pretty sick. I made a double batch and I've got them in my in my freezer. Yeah, it is the Bon Appetit recipe, Emma. You should definitely try it. I would highly recommend it. They're so freaking good. Um, so you gotta, if you haven't tried that one yet, Emma, you gotta try that recipe. Karen's asking if I can mail you one. I could, but I feel like it being a biscuit, it's kind of like not greasy, but like there's a lot of butter to be soaked out of it, so it might come to you kind of nasty, like in a greasy piece of paper. But I'll just make sure to make them once we're all together again. How about that? I feel like after this we're gonna have to like implement like every week someone makes lunch for the staff. Like we're gonna have to rotate because everyone's getting so much better at cooking. All right. Just gotta get, a hit of that Dr. Pepper before I start. Alright, so, oh, by the way, today I wove my pick into the string so I couldn't lose it. So, we're learning, we're growing. So, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the flaming lips. But they are pretty, they're one of my favorite bands. They're pretty freaking funny. So I'm gonna play this song that it's called Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. So if you want to sing along or find the lyrics so you can correct me if I sing the wrong lyrics, I'll give you a moment to do that. Yeah, but my favorite band is, of course, if you know me, say it with me now, the Pixies. They're my absolute favorite band, but I weirdly never play any song by them, and I think it's kind of like they're too perfect for me to play one of their songs, because well, they're geniuses and they've already done it perfectly, so I can't really try. Yep, Emma in the chat, she knew. Alright. So let's get this show on the road. I feel bad if Nitsa isn't here. We didn't tell her that we were ending early. Alright. Alright. Her name is Yoshimi. She's a black belt in karate. Working for the city. She has to discipline her body, 'cause she knows that it's demanded to defeat those evil machines. I know that she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Those evil-natured robots, the program to destroy us. She's gotta be strong to fight them. So she's taking lots of vitamins. It'd be tragic if those evil robots win. I know that she can beat them. Oh, yeah, she may. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Yoshimi. 'Cause we know that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. I know that she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Yoshimi, they don't believe me, that you won't let those robots defeat me. Yoshimi. Alright. Well, that's that song in the bag, right? I mean, I don't think there's anything. Oh gosh, I don't think there's anything better than a song about defeating evil robots in the name of of justice and the police force. Karen, thank you. Again, not sure that deserved applause, but there it is. That's the flaming list for you. Super weird. I almost played a song by them that's She Don't Use Jam, but I'll let you find that one on Spotify yourself and listen to it. So that's gonna be it for me today. Wow, that really flew by. So I'm just gonna say bye to everyone I can see in the chat. So say bye to me too. Alright, so bye Chuck and Emma, and bye Karen. Is that really it? It was just the three of us today? I know there are more people watching, because I can see them, I can see that there are other people, they don't tell me who. But bye to you lovely people who aren't talking either. Alright, so bye. Bye everyone. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you next Friday, I think. We'll let you know, one way or another, but stay safe out there.